I'm back, and welcome to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew, and as always, it is fantastic to have you here with me again on another whiskey tasting review. Um, Lately, again, I've been doing quite a few Australian whiskies. Today, I am going to be giving you another Japanese whiskey. So, at the moment, just taking a little break from the Aussie stuff and going through, I guess, some of my collection at the moment, just trying to find what's there. So, I figured I'll give you a bit of a Japanese series. So, the previous video featured the Hakushu 12 by Suntory, and today I have another Suntory whiskey, and that is the Yamazaki 12-year-old. Well, what can I say? Again, first of all, I would like to say that, again, this is one of those whiskies that unfortunately, with I guess the way things are going with the Japanese whiskey industry at the moment, that you are paying ridiculous prices for at the moment. So I am just going to get this little thing out of the way and just say, look, this is not a $300 bottle of whiskey unless, say, you've got like money just pouring out of your pockets and you really don't care how much you're going to be spending. Then by all means, go for it. If you've got the cash, do it. But at the moment, I would more so suggest to you that if you can find it in a bar, try it there. Unless you can get it for a ridiculously cheap price, then definitely pick up a bottle. But for now, that's, I guess, enough of whiskey politics. I'm going to get into the review and let's see what we get. So for now, let's just pour a little splash of the Yamazaki 12-year-old. That will do. So, like the Hakushu, the Yamazaki has been bottled at 43%. Apparently, it has also been known to be the oldest distillery in Japan as well. So that's quite a bit of history for Yamazaki, and I know. I guess the Japanese definitely do appreciate their local history and do as much as they can to help support and grow that history. So, all right, let's put the bottle down and let's get in with the tasting. So first off, I mean, look at that nice, beautiful golden color right there. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, let's see what we get for the legs. I will say it's looking quite thin. Um, there's a little bit of legs coming down on the glass there, but not too much. But not to fear. Let's see what we get. So, on the nosing, here we go. Now, straight away, I am noticing a quite a similar nose to that of the Hakushu. It has some of those, I guess, green apple notes, tropical fruits, and that kind of thing. This also has like a hint of, yeah, definitely the Mizunara oak. Yep. Yeah, that. For those of you who are, I guess, familiar with Japanese whiskey, there are a few that use the Mizunara to age their whiskies. Now, I am not 100% sure whether Yamazaki does use, say, Mizunara oak for aging their whiskies. I am going to assume that they do. So if you do know that, then please let me know. Let me know in a comment down below because I would love to know that type of information. But yeah, it's got such a nice oaky barrel influence there. But definitely not over oaked. It's very light and in the background. You, like I said, you have a lot more of those tropical fruits coming through, and then you've got this nice, that nice barrel note that just follows through at the end. Again, quite grassy. Definitely a lot more of a Speyside style of whiskey here. And that's probably one thing that you would notice in Japan. Now, this is definitely, say, both this and the Hakushu are definitely whiskies that have been made for the Japanese palate. For those of you, I guess, who are familiar with Japanese culture or who have been to Japan, you would notice that, I guess, I'm not gonna say it. There's quite a few people that just they can't really seem to handle those very like strong, scotchy or say strong whiskey notes. So again, this is a whiskey that has been made for, as mentioned, the Japanese palate. If you've been to Japan, you will notice that as outside a lot of bars, uh, they'll have loads of empty bottles, whether they're bourbons or scotches, mostly blends. So very like light flavored whiskies, and you will notice that there's tons of empty bottles outside these bars. And for a lot of them, what they usually use for are cocktails and highballs and things like that. So even for something like this, the Japanese would generally, I guess, water it down quite a bit to suit their palate. But yeah, that's again one of the observations that I made, that I noticed when I was in Japan. Wow, there's actually a hint of pineapple coming through on this. I think this is the first time I've ever actually gotten a pineapple note before. Some nice spirit notes coming through as well as it's opening up. Very good. All right, let's get on with the palate. Cheers, guys. Okay, so the palate on this is a lot more drier in comparison to the Hakushu. Um, it's still quite thin. It has a little bit more, I guess, viscosity in comparison to the Hakushu. You do get a lot more of a nicer mouth feel. It's quite warming. The alcohol gives a nice, I should say, the spirit gives a nice tingle as well. So that's quite an enjoyable mouthfeel. It doesn't, yeah, and the good thing is it doesn't vanish straight away either. It does linger there for just the right amount of time. So this is probably something that's really good for a newcomer to whiskey. It doesn't have that initial punch that a lot of very higher ABV whiskies have. So, like I said, very good at it for an introductory point. Okay, so definitely a lot of like grassy and say grass notes, oak barrel spice follows through with the fruits after that. So you're getting your apples, pineapples, and then that kind of wears off, and you're left with like sugar syrup, honey. There's a slight saltiness that comes through as well. What else? There's something else there. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can fish this out for you. Just 1 second. Okay. Right. Yep. There's a certain nuttiness to it. There's like a peanut and almond notes coming through, and as the flavors are kind of dissolving again, I'm getting like a wet wood note as well. It's a very nice palate. It just keeps evolving as each sip, yeah, as each sip that you take, the palate just evolves, and you get all these different flavors that just constantly coming through, just one after another. Like I said, perfect introductory whiskey, especially for those of you who are wanting to develop your palate to be able to pick out certain flavors. This is going to definitely help you in along that. Yeah, that will definitely help you with your journey in that sense. But yet there's still enough complexity there for a seasoned drinker as well. So this whiskey covers, I guess, well, it ticks a lot of boxes for most style of drinking. So very well done. The finish, it's short to medium. It's got a nice sweet balance that comes through. Again, those apple and spicy oak notes come through. Uh, but again, very enjoyable. It does not leave a horrible. It does not leave a horrible taste in your mouth. Such a well balanced flavor. This has been an incredible whiskey so far, and unfortunately, like, since it's so hard to find these at the moment and at the price that they are going for, I am not drinking these as often as I would like to be. I am trying to savor them. I guess the good thing about whiskey is that it doesn't go off, so it can sit on your shelf for years, and as long as it's sealed, nothing is going to happen to it. So, alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, if you have tried the Yamazaki 12-year-old, then please leave a comment down below and let me know what you have thought of it. Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as well. So, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Andrew. Pipis.